Hello, welcome to Tank's Vlog. Today is July 27, 2017. This is the wrap-up for the day in sports. Well, the fire sale has begun in Flushing as Lucas Duda has been traded for the Tampa Bay Rays. They got a pitcher back who could throw 95, but he's kind of old for a prospect. He's not a real highly thought of prospect. This reminds me of just another dump. Something tells me this pitcher the Mets got will be I just got a feeling this trade will just be a meh trade. This is another Royce ring for Roberto Alomar. The Mets, with the exception of maybe the Noah Syndergaard trade for R.A. Dickey, the Mets really never get great prospects. I mean, Zach Wheeler's been a big letdown in the Carlos Beltran trade. But I'll reserve my judgment officially. Maybe this guy will be somewhat decent in the bullpen. And Lucas Duda is goner anyway. But why isn't Dominic Smith up? Vegas to San Diego. He's like that. So they call up this guy Flexen from Binghamton. Do they like calling up pitchers and players in the minors and making them take cross-country flights? I don't know how good Flexen's going to be in the future. But as Yoda would say, Chris Flexen, ready? He is not. He got tattooed. Mets lost to the Padres. I don't know how much more of this I could watch. The Mets have really hit the unwatchable stage of this season. Elsewhere, the Yankees made a big comeback today against the Tampa Bay Rays. Duda did not make it to the Bronx, so he had no influence in that game. Walk-off home run by Brett Gardner. Speaking of homers, the Washington Nationals hit 5 home runs in a 6-batter stretch against the Brewers, laying the smackdown in Washington 15-2. This continues to open the door for the Chicago Cubs, who beat the White Sox again today, took 3 out of 4 in the Crosstown Cup, and now have a game-and-a-half lead in the Central Division. So the Cubs look like they're about ready to take off and take over that division. The Brewers are coming down to earth. You always had that sense that this was going to happen. This was inevitable. You always had the sense this was inevitable. The only thing the Brewers now, they still have a chance of division, so I don't think they'll give up on that. But they have to focus, start thinking about maybe a shot at the wild card. Colorado Rockies, they're struggling. They lost their 3rd straight today. So don't count out the Brewers just yet, even though they may not win the division. Well, the Rockies actually didn't play today. They just lost 3 straight. Limited action today. Umpires were out of control again, injected in 3 Jays, but the Blue Jays came back and won a walk-off grand slam. And there you have it. Interesting to note is the White Sox. They just continue trading off players. 39-60. This team may not win another more than 20 games the rest away. This is a complete teardown on the south side of Chicago. And I actually kind of feel sorry for those White Sox fans. I mean, it might pay off in a few years. It paid off for the Astros. They did a complete teardown a few years ago. And now we're one of the best teams in baseball at 67-34. So, if you have a good plan in place, these teardowns work. So, it's going to have to be seen. The White Sox, their focus is on 2020, 2021. In football, we could finally talk about football. Training camps are opening up. Biggest camp opening today had to be the New England Patriots. The defending Super Bowl champions, who won the Super Bowl thanks to the ultimate choke job by the Atlanta Falcons. I mean, Dr. Heimlich, where were you in Houston? I mean, the Falcons just played the dumbest last 20 minutes of football in the history of mankind. A play here, a play there, they win. But they just got psyched out and just choked. As Bill Belichick, once again, going up against a coach that's hapless, was playing chess as everyone else was playing checkers. Today's 3 stars are Kyle Schwarber, who had 2 home runs and leading the Cubs over the White Sox. Bryce Harper, who had 2 home runs for the Nationals. And Zach Godley, who had didn't allow a run, struck out 7 in 7 innings while allowing 4 hits as the Diamondbacks blanked the Cardinals. Today's birthday shout-out is to New York Knicks legend, former New Jersey Senator, and presidential candidate Bill Bradley, who turns 74. While we look back on Barstool Sports, a full look back at the opening ceremonies in the 1984 Olympics, which were the most profitable Olympics of all time. It really helped save the Olympic movement. And this is despite the boycott of the Eastern Bloc countries led by the Soviet Union. But, of course, that was a disaster for McDonald's. So look at Barstool Sports for the full story. Go to sportsencyclopedia.com where sports history lives. Good day.